Yo, what's up, everybody? It's comedian TK Kirkland, a.k.a. T to the MFK. That's right, the man, the myth, the legend. Check me out on the next episode of Bootleg Kev. Listen, I don't talk a lot. Demonstration's better than conversation. I see you when I see you. Peace.
Hey, before we start the episode, we're going to remind everybody, man, we got one of the biggest radio shows in the country, syndicated in almost 100 cities, all over. Shout out to iHeartRadio. All right. Some of the latest cities that we've been able to add, man. Want to give a shout out to 93.9 The Beat in Honolulu. That's right. Hawaii. We over there going crazy. I also want to give a shout out Hot 98.3 in Tucson. Shout out to Tucson going crazy. Also want to give a shout out to Wild 94.1 in Tampa. Going crazy. We just got Richmond. We also just got the good folks in Bakersfield at Hot 104.7. So we're going crazy on the radio with my partner James Andre Jefferson Jr. for the Bootleg Kev Show. So make sure you tune in and you can listen anywhere on that iHeartRadio app. That's right. Let's get into the interview. Bootleg Kev Podcast, man. We got a special guest here. My guy, TK Kirkland. Welcome back, sir.
Man, you family.
Yes,
it's
sir.
always a pleasure.
Yes, sir.
Always a pleasure.
Ice House Pasadena this weekend. Saturday, show one is sold out.
My first show sold out. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Without even really no radio play. You know what I'm saying? Or promotion.
You are like I always say. I got to see you live last year at the Ice House.
Yes.
And it's like a different experience than any other comedy show I've been to, because I feel like usually you go to a comedy show, it's like lighthearted laughs. People, your comedy show is very much. It's almost like church a bit, but also kind of like you walk out of there on some like, damn, I thought a lot.
Yes, exactly. I believe in impacting people.
Yeah.
I think when you go to my show, you got to leave with something. Yeah, you have a platform. People laugh, right? But you have a platform, you're good. Let's teach the people something.
Right.
Especially some things they may not know.
Right.
Right? So my job is to study, to read a lot, to know about current events, not just to know stuff in America,
Right.
but know stuff all over the world that you may not have time to read about.
Right.
Or you may not even knew that this even happened or it exists.
Right.
And that's what I do.
What is how often is your act always evolving?
Always.
Like something pops up in the news, you're like, oh, I got
to put that in my show. I have to give my take on it because I don't write jokes.
Right.
I get a topic, and when I actually do the show, I basically just give my opinion on how I feel about something. But I know to make it funny, to be facetious, to be sarcastic in some areas of the information.
Right.
But that's what I try to do.
We are definitely in an interesting time right now. I saw you recently go viral for saying that you were inspired by Trump's willingness to win, his will, his determination.
His will, right. I'm
just curious, because there is a lot going on. There's a lot that a comedian could talk about, especially with the Elon stuff, and there's just a lot going on. Mm-hmm. What are your just thoughts on the temperature of where the country is right now, from your perspective?
See, the people who follow me and the people who are listening now, the thing that I want to explain to people, you got to take your emotions out this game.
Yeah.
Because you'll lose.
Because it is a game.
It's a game. It's only 4 years. Every 4 years, it's the
and the rules might change.
And the rules might change. It happens in your income taxes. Right. It happens in property taxes. It happens in the banks. They change the laws every 4 years. So it's the Republicans against the Democrats. You got to take the emotion out the game and be in it like the stock market, like the long game.
Yeah.
What's the long game? I'm trying to teach people, if you don't like an Elon Musk or Donald Trump, use them to power you to become greater financially and mentally. Why? Because you're only upset because you're not part of the 1%.
Right.
See, if you was part of 1%, and when they cut these certain taxes,
you might not trip.
You ain't gonna trip.
Yeah.
You're gonna be happy than a motherfucker. If you Eric Adams, who's the mayor of New York City, you want to align yourself with powerful people who can influence judges. His case was dismissed today.
Yeah, it was dismissed this morning.
And people was upset because, oh my God, how can this happen to Eric Adams? But the goal is fuck your morals. The goal is to win. Every street hustle I know, wish they had money, like Donald Trump, influence like Donald Trump,
Right.
to get their case thrown out, even though the evidence shows that you're guilty. I'm not a fan of Donald Trump. I'll make sure I'm clear.
Right.
I just like what the motherfucker has done. He strategically put the judges in certain places. He strategically
Just on
put
some mafia gangster shit. He's definitely.
Thank you. So that's exactly what the F it is, right? He's putting district attorneys in certain places because he knew that if his case came up, you don't think he talked to them people? I'm gonna make you a judge,
right?
But if my case comes across your desk,
right?
Delay. So I'm trying to get people to understand. I don't give a fuck about Donald Trump.
Right.
I'm a young man who made it in this game, right? Who took care of myself. I'm closer to 70 than I am 47 years old. I want people to understand, don't get emotional. Now, Van, and I want to make sure I'm clear, Van did something yesterday that he's explained that Trump wasn't a leader to him. What he thought was a leader was a woman who's a person who's determined.
But you also didn't say a leader. You just said you inspired his.
I'm inspired. He said a woman and 3 children. And tomato. That has nothing to do with it. I respect the woman. My mother had to raise 3 kids because my dad died when I was 14 years old, right? Mm-hmm. I respect any woman, Black, Spanish, Italian, Morocco, Maroon, African. Right. If you're raising 3 children, I support you. But Van, I just think it was wrong that you brought in the female thing to a message I was trying to get across. The message I'm trying to get across is to any man, hustler, woman out here working, don't let nothing hold you down. Don't let nothing stop you from achieving if that's what you want to achieve. Now, don't get me wrong. I got morals. I love my grandchildren.
Of course.
I love my kids. Morally. But you got to know when to say fuck morals and get it done.
Yeah, I think that there's like you said, the emotion side of it is hard for a lot of people to get over. But if you were to just tell somebody like, hey, this person, someone tried to kill him and they prosecuted him. Some could say drummed up some felonies that weren't felonies, convicted him, and still, he won a position at a job.
Yes.
Just remove the name Donald Trump. Yes, you'd be like, damn.
Exactly.
Now, that's not to say you agree with anything politically that he's doing.
Yes.
But it's like, if you just look at it, you're like, yo, I at least respect the fact that push through all of the,
Man, that's amazing to me.
And it would be amazing if somebody did that in the streets and then ended up being the CEO of a company, or somebody did that on the left and ended up,
Yes. I've been in front of more than one judge.
Right.
I can relate to Donald because I beat my cases, right?
It has nothing to do with the politics. It's like, yo, if you just look at like, remove your emotions from the situation.
Remove your emotions, remove politics, and see what I'm saying. Now, if I talked about politics, I'm going to tell you I don't like a lot of shit that motherfucker's doing.
For sure.
That's me, right?
Me either.
You do what you want to do, but me, it's a lot of shit he's doing I don't. Like if we talking politics.
Of course.
But I want people to listen to comprehend, not listen to reply.
And not some people don't listen with their ears, they listen with their heart.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to explain to you, when you hear me, you may not like what I'm saying, but just for a moment say, you know what, let me take a beat. Let me really think about where TK is coming from this. Because I'm an old head. Years ago when a person elder spoke, you took the time to listen to make sure you understood what they were saying. Now, don't get me wrong. Today, kids will say, "Oh, I can't respect all the people because they're all the people that make it." We didn't care when we was young.
Right.
If an older person spoke, you shut the F up. You listen to what they had to say. You might walk away mad and have an attitude, but your parents and your grandparents didn't care. It was what it was. And what we're trying to do in these type of platforms is give people the ability to win. Because I tell them in my show, the government don't give a fuck about you. You listen to me. They don't care. You better do whatever you got to do to survive in this game because we're all getting older. You're running out of opportunities.
Right.
And I was taught years ago, you don't want to be old and be broke. You do not want to be old and be broke, and you can't depend on your children. I talk about that in my stand-up too.
Yeah, I mean, and a lot of the stuff that that people depend on, Social Security, who knows what's going to happen?
You don't know what's going to happen. I mean,
Right.
don't get me wrong. After 4 years,
Right.
it might go back to norm. But Donald Trump is doing to me so much damage.
He is.
That, and he's only been there 2 or 3 months.
It feels like 2-3 years.
He's here. So imagine if nothing happens to him, God, I don't know. Imagine what's going to happen by the time 4 years is done. He's done all this, and I think he just goes to sleep
Right.
and wake up and says, I'm going to make an executive order.
I would say if Donald Trump taught anybody anything, it's how much the Democrats are full of shit. Because
Explain that part.
if they governed the way Trump is governing, if Joe Biden, the first 90 days of him being in office, was firing off executive orders
I totally agree.
and putting his dick on the table,
Yeah.
no matter what the optics were,
Yes.
he might have won again.
What the difference between Biden and Donald Trump is that Biden is old-fashioned. He
Right.
did things.
He's like a traditional politician.
That's exactly
doesn't
what
want
it
to
is.
mess up the status quo.
Right.
And I feel like the Democrats need their Trump. And I
Yeah.
don't know. It might be Stephen A. Smith.
Yes.
The way it's looking.
Yeah,
Shit.
the thing, what you said is dead on. I'm old head,
Right.
so I move differently. I still got a little the young kid thing going,
Right.
how to move, but you hit it right on the nail. Biden moved in a traditional way, and if he really was for what he wanted to do, he would have said, F everybody. I'm going to make this happen. I'm going to executive order, executive order, executive order.
And and do some gangster shit.
And do some gangster shit. And Donald Trump is saying, fuck it.
Because neither side plays fair with each other. So
And I truly believe they should really get rid of the Republican Party and the Democratic Party.
Oh, that would be.
And let me explain to you
amazing.
why. Because every 4 years it's like a damn competition. It's like a Super Bowl.
It gets tribal.
Then you got the blue and red on the news. If somebody don't like something, they shut down the government. And so the people get hurt. So here's what I'm proposing. I'm proposing that we cut all that out. We regulate capitalism. I don't think rent should be $4,000 for a 2-bedroom apartment.
Right.
We cut out the $500,000 cars, and cars that's got $200,000, right? Whatever you made to this point, you won. But if you're gonna make America great again, let's go back to in the 50s when a 4-bedroom home, 2-car garage was $4,000-something a month. A year.
When the
And
middle class
mortgage-
could afford a home and
Right.
a car
Let's
and
do
live
that.
comfortably, go on vacation.
Right, because too many people are homeless.
That's gone now.
Too many people.
Yeah.
It's too far gone. Everybody's talking about eggs and all that. No, let's to get the people off the street. How we get the people off the street
Right.
is that we make things livable. Milk one day, it's going to be $30, $40. I may not be here, but I knew when milk was 75 cents.
Yeah, I saw Trump say something like he didn't care that he could care less that car prices are going to go up because of these tariffs. But it's like, hey man, if your basic needs aren't even affordable anymore,
Yes.
and the idea of you having an entry-level home is gone. Like the American dream was like, cool, I'm going to get a career.
Yes.
And I'm going to have enough money to at least buy a home.
Yep.
That's out.
Gone.
But now you can't even be like,
And now
I'm going to get a car. Even though buying a car probably isn't a good financial decision, having a car note, obviously that's a whole separate. But just
Right.
the idea of being able to buy a car while it's so expensive to get groceries, while it's so expensive to even think about buying a home.
Yes.
And then you have all these corporate landlords that are just fucking up rent. I mean, it's
insane.
It's insane.
What's going on? And the goal when you was young was to get a government job.
And that's out.
That was like secure. You was set for life. That's gone.
And we have yet to see the effects of all of these people getting laid off.
It's coming.
The economy hasn't seen what's.
Yeah, it's
think about
coming.
it. Think about all those people, all that labor force that is currently unemployed, trying to figure out what their new shit is.
Yes,
It's gonna come because
It's
even
coming.
if they got a severance,
Yes.
whatever that's gonna run out.
That's gonna run out.
And what?
So, and let's give them some knowledge. if you do have a severance, the goal is hold on to that motherfucking money like it's the end.
You got to double
like,
dip.
You got to double dip. And if you spend $1, put back $2.
Yeah.
Because if you just spending,
Yeah,
you're
I
gonna
tell
end up
people
broke.
if you get a severance ever in any career, you get let go and they give you 6 months severance, whatever it is, 3 months severance. I don't care if you got to get in your car and drive Uber. Double dip that whole time.
do not spend that money.
Because that 6 months could turn into 12 months.
Yes. Do not spend that money. Once it's gone, it's a wrap. And that's what people don't understand. People don't respect money. You
No,
have
I
to
also don't think
respect
people don't
money.
understand it. It's not very. I think most people who work with their hands, like my dad's like a perfect example. Like my dad's like an OG, but like he's very like ignorant when it comes to financial literacy.
Yes.
Like he's the kind of guy who will like pull money out of his house to go buy a car brand new and be like, "Look, I got a
That's
new car for your
insane.
mom." Happened when I was a kid.
Yeah. That's insane.
For sure. Like
You got to have discipline.
You got to have discipline. And you got to have the I feel like the want, the need to try to learn, to try to add knowledge to whatever you think, I think you said it earlier. It's like remove all your emotions from whoever's the president and just learn how to play the game.
Learn to play the game, man.
It's like, cool.
And I tell people all the time, you may not like what I'm saying, but if you live long enough, if you live to be in your 60s, one day you will say T.K. Kirkland was right.
Right.
Because you have to have lived to understand me.
Yeah.
If you in your 30s and 40s, like you're a rare situation. I mean, you know my son very well, and that's why I call you my son. And my son is very, very brilliant, and just
sure.
like you. So your surroundings, the people you hung around, all this for your age, and he's 38, ladies and gentlemen, is very mature to the point that you don't argue with a person based on their opinion. You are so knowledgeable that even if you don't understand it, you could see what that person is talking about.
Yeah.
And that's a gift.
Yeah, I think just because, like, at the end of the day, I feel like there was a point in time where I was very narrow-minded that if I didn't align with somebody on something, that I just would assume that I would write them off. That was like a younger version of me, where if I did not align with you, let's say politically, I would automatically write you off and have my mind made up about that person in my head. Like,
Right.
And I feel like most of America is still that way.
Yes.
And it's like, nah, you gotta. First of all, if you're ever gonna make any progress in this world, you gotta understand the other side, the other perspective. You gotta you gotta be empathetic to opinions that aren't your own.
Yep. You're so true. So true.
Belly, who's a rapper, he had a line in a freestyle where he said, "Hero, villain, it's all perspective." Mm-hmm. It's like, hey man, for every terrorist organization they're freedom fighters.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
For we're the terrorists to a lot of people.
Yes.
The United States are terrorists
Yeah,
to
and people
most
don't
of the rest
understand
of the world.
You're so right.
You know what I mean?
We are famous because of war.
Yes.
That's it.
That is our number one, our two exports in this country are culture,
Yes.
movies, music, pop culture influence, and weapons. That's it.
Because when you think about the great Gaddafi,
Shout out to him.
shout out to Gaddafi. And for the people who understand, let me educate you. Gaddafi was so powerful and he loved his people so much
They killed him.
that the government did not like that.
Yeah.
See, Gaddafi.
You didn't have any electric bills there?
You have to pay for electricity. If you bought a car, they helped you put the money. They buy your car. If you had a house,
They didn't
they would
want
go
you to
half.
be. Yeah, they didn't want you to be in debt.
They didn't want you to be in debt. If you
Yep.
came over here to go to school,
Right.
they would pay for your education. What got America upset is when Gaddafi wanted to have his own currency
For
backed
Africa.
by gold. For
Africa.
Africa.
Yeah.
Backed by gold. And America said, what?
Yo, you ain't fucking with the U.S. dollar.
And they fucked them up, yo. And they get away with the shit.
Yeah, it's funny too because Obama did an interview sometime after he was out of office, and he said that the number one regret that he had was destabilizing that country and getting him killed.
Yes.
Because
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Is that right?
well, think about what happened after that. ISIS was born there.
It sure
There
was.
is no ISIS without Gaddafi being killed.
Exactly.
They destabilized that region, and then ISIS was born, and then we had another thing. I mean, the same thing's happening right now in Syria.
Yes.
We just took Assad out, who was an enemy of the United States.
Mm-hmm.
Whether or not you think he was a good person, a bad person, that's an opinion.
Yes, based on your opinion.
But for the most part, I mean, that was a stable country.
Yes.
Right? It was just like Iran is stable.
Yes.
We just took him out. We just pulled some regime change shit.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, took out Assad, a stable leader in that, but he did not play ball with the U.S., did not play ball with Israel. And we helped install a rebel group that was led by an ex-ISIS member who used to be on our terrorist watch list.
Yep.
And they've been murdering Christians left and right in Syria, but you don't hear about it.
You don't hear about it.
But now Israel has control of the Syrian mountain range that they've always wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Shit's crazy.
It's crazy.
And it's happening right in front of no one.
Right in front of nobody's talking about
It's
it.
so crazy.
And let's go even with Libya. How they selling black people over there as slaves.
100%.
Nobody talks about that.
It should be the number one thing on
It should
CNN.
be the number one thing, and it's not talked about.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about when in Congo, how the African young kids is in the minefields digging with their hands that the British, France,
I mean, all of us.
United States is behind funding it.
Why would they talk? Why would they? That is like, that's my thing, is like the Congo shit is like a perfect example of what WAC 100 would call selective politicking,
Yes.
which is really
And
art.
see, people, this is politics. See, we're talking the game of politics and life. You got to pay attention to what we're saying, because you don't get this type of information. You just go through your life every day thinking the shit is rosy and creamy, but don't get me wrong. I live in America. I respect it. But when you get knowledgeable, you become mad at the fucking world. You get irritated.
Yeah.
Because education makes you, they want you to have education, but once you get it, you mad.
Well, they also,
Motherfucker.
it's also to the point too where like once you see shit, you can't unsee it.
Absolutely.
And so once you see certain stuff happening, you're like, oh, that's really what's going on. And that's really what's always been going on. You know,
Yes.
they say that the last uncompromised president was JFK, and they killed JFK.
Yeah, sure did.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
It's
so,
all about the money. They don't care how it's going down. So when you read and understand, by 2030, all the middle class,
they should be gone.
no, it ain't gonna should be. It's
gonna
be gone.
happen, yeah.
It's definitely gonna happen. So is it gonna be rich or are you gonna be poor?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people would say that the printing of the money that saved all the banks was the beginning of like a concerted effort to say that the middle class is over with. Like, you can't just keep printing money, bailing out these big banks and not bailing out the American people. I just feel like, the middle class is cooked.
It's cooked, yo.
Yeah.
And the thing that I think they took away from the world too is that we're going around in no currency. Remember before you used to put quarters in the meters?
Mm-hmm. It's all digital.
All digital now. You got
That means they can take it from you.
Yep. Barcodes to pay your parking.
Yep.
And I think that, at least to me, a man and woman has to feel that $100 bill in their hand. You ever remember the energy you used to get when the money touch your hand?
Or when your grandma would give you like a $5.
Yeah, like, it's something about money that energizes you. People know how to get money.
What also would make...
Ooh, it's a good feeling.
Well, I mean, obviously, like, the digitization of all currency and the lack of fiat bills is like, it desensitizes you to the meaning of money.
Exactly.
It's a mental thing. It's almost like when you're gambling.
Yep.
If you're gambling in Vegas, you're a lot more like I gamble.
Yes.
So if I'm sitting at a blackjack table or a craps table and I'm shooting dice and I'm putting my cash on the table, I'm putting my chips on the table with a dealer and 8 people around you, you feel it more when you lose.
Yes.
But if I go sit at the slot machine version of a craps machine and I dump in, $100 and it looks like a video game.
Exactly.
You'll run through that shit a lot, and it's
So
same
true.
thing with gambling online. You know,
Yes.
when it comes to sports betting or whatever.
And then you see the results was happening. Sports betting online is the number one thing in the country right now that people don't even invest their money no more.
No, they think that doing a parlay is investing money.
They can parlays in.
My son,
Damn, that's insane.
my son got to the point. My son is 18, But when he was 17, he was paying his homie in Arizona who was 18 to put in bets for him, and I found out about it. Right. My son had a job at Taco Bell, right?
Yes.
So he was taking his money and trying to gamble on like UFC fights and shit. And I was like, yo, what the fuck is going on here?
Exactly.
I'm like, so I had to take it. I had to like pretty much take his bank account away.
Good.
And
because what we don't want kids and women to grow up to have is vices.
For sure.
Listen to me, people. Once you get a vice, alcohol, gambling,
women,
drugs, women, and you don't know how to control it, you're done.
You're done. Yeah.
Because especially if you start at that age.
Yeah, gambling is so easy to get into too because the marketing is so like
powerful now, isn't it?
For sure.
The marketing is everywhere. Like I said, I've seen.
I love gambling.
Yes.
Listen, I love it. Like,
yes.
I'm a gambler. I love.
Let me tell you something. I only gamble on me. When I go to the casinos, which is maybe, and I live in Vegas, right? And I do go to casinos maybe once every 5 years.
Right.
I have a budget. You know what my budget is? $100. And when I get there, I go to the cheapest blackjack because it's not the winning to me. I'm winning already in life, right?
It's the activity.
It's the activity. I just want to
hang out, shoot the shit with a dealer. Let's have a drink.
Have some drinks, talk to people, right? Yeah. And if I win $150, nigga, I'm up from the table.
Right.
Because I'd rather walk out saying I won 50 than say, nigga, they took all my motherfucking money.
For sure.
I ain't doing that, dog.
And then you're trying to chase and
yeah, if you're in that see, that's competition, right? Mental competition. I'm not trying to win that game. I go there strictly just to have a good time.
Yeah, for sure.
My budget's $100. I see people at the slot machines and nobody gets it. The slot machines is rigged.
No, the slot machines are the easiest way to lose money super fast.
I be sitting there and people ding,
this is what they're doing.
Ding, right. Like, is you crazy?
Yeah.
People putting thousands.
Yeah, it's great. It's wild. We got to stop the interview to tell you about our good folks at MyBookie, man. March Madness season is here, all the way up until April 7th. You can get in on MyBookie's bracket season. You can bet on. Look, man, let me just say this. My favorite times of the year to gamble. NFL season, March Madness, the funnest times, all right? You can get in on all the action right now. Just go to mybookie.ag, and when you sign up with that promo code BOOTLEG, they're going to match your first deposit. That's right. Your first deposit bonus is going down. That very first deposit you make is crazy. You know what's crazy, too, about MyBookie? Not only can you get in on all the action with the NBA, you can get the futures going, who you think is going to win MVP, who you think is going to win the NBA championship. A lot of NFL futures are available. There's a lot of players moving around. If you got an idea who you think is going to go all the way next season for football, you could get in on that action too. And you could also bet with Bitcoin. Yeah, and they got all the table games, the live casino. I'm talking literally, I'm playing roulette and I'm watching the dealer. I'm playing blackjack with the dealer on webcam. It's a vibe. No matter where you are, you can play with MyBookie. Go to mybookie.ag, sign up with that promo code BOOTLEG right now, and you will get that first deposit bonus. Also want to give a shout out to Blue Chew. Yes, it's Blue Chew season, ladies and gentlemen. It's always Blue Chew season. A lot of people always ask me about Blue Chew. Does it work? Of course it works. All right, but find out for yourself. You get a month's supply for free. All you got to do is pay $5 shipping, and it'll be delivered right to your doorstep when you use that promo code BOOTLEG. Actually, you don't even have to use the promo code BOOTLEG. You just have to go to bluechew.com right now and sign up. Now, what is Blue Chew? It's got the same, first of all, it's gonna make your dick super hard. I think we passed over all the benefits of how to get your fucking cock cocking. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Get your thing thanging. You know what I mean? You're gonna be hard as an algebra trigonometry test in senior year of high school AP. You know what I'm saying? So look, what you gotta do is understand that Blue Chew is got the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but it's in a chewable form. And the best part about it is you do not have to go to a physical doctor's appointment. You don't have to go in and sit down, talk with a doctor about why your dick could use a little extra. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you're dealing with erectile dysfunction. Maybe you're just tired of fucking your wife. And you just like, yo, I can't get hard for her no more, bruh. I need some fucking Blue Chew. Well, it's going to get you right. All right? Your wife will thank you. Your relationship will thank you. Go to bluechew.com right now. Try it for free for a month. All you got to do is pay $5 shipping, all right? Let's get back to the Bootleg Kev podcast. If you ever want to, like, see some crazy shit, go to a Vegas casino and just go into the high limit slots room and just walk around.
Just walk around.
You'll see some people will be letting $1,000 a roll, like $1,000 I have a homie of mine.
That's insane.
Who will dump 50,000 into a machine, and he'll literally do 1,000 a spin. Because one time he did that and he won like $2.2 million.
Right.
He's been chasing that ever since.
Wow.
Yeah. Lord knows how much he's lost.
Exactly.
But I'm like, bro, like
you have to be so disciplined that nothing can knock you off your square. Like people say, TK, do you have any vices? And they think I'm lying when I say, nope.
Right.
I'm a boring, fly-ass man, if that makes any sense. I make my money, I disappear. I get my cars, I disappear. I travel the world. My goal is to be everywhere. I'm in Berlin, I'm in Nairobi, I'm in Tanzania. I'm all over the world. You see me, you see me. That's my enjoyment, that I want to obtain so much knowledge because there's no do-over. See, I see life differently than most people. I want to live this thing, man. When I woke up this morning to come to do your interview, I was inspired. I couldn't wait. I was up like 5 o'clock this morning, do my workout, do my prepping.
How are you working out? Like, what are you doing in the morning? You doing cardio, weights?
It all depends. Every day is something different.
Got it.
So the day was 4 miles. Tomorrow it'll just be calisthenics, sit-ups, push-ups.
All that.
One thing, I make sure I eat right. So what I've done over the last few years, I only eat twice a day.
Okay.
I eat like 8 in the morning, and I'll eat no more until like about 7, 8 o'clock at night. So that's all I eat, and it works out for me, because I don't want to feel fat. I don't want to feel like
a lot of shit too is like you could eat stuff you want to eat if you find that the raw or non-preservative. Like for example, like if instead of you making if you went to Denny's and got hash browns,
yes,
if you got the wherewithal to just make your own hash browns,
yes,
with like beef tallow instead of like seed oils.
Here's what my daughter's taught me. She said, "Dad, you can have whatever you want. Just you gotta
moderation for sure.
Because when I'm overseas, you can taste the difference."
Oh yeah, you could taste the food out there. It's way different.
Man,
you were like, "Damn, this shit hit. This is different."
Yeah, it's
just like the Coca-Cola is different in Mexico.
Yeah, it's different, yo. Yeah. To the point when I was traveling a lot, when I used to want to get back as quick as possible because I wanted the poison.
Right.
I wanted that shit in me because I knew it was going to taste delicious.
Yeah.
But after I got used to it, I realized how everything around here is to destroy the people that live here in America. From health down to the food, what they put in the food. You can't tell me it's not a conspiracy because if you got other countries banning foods
that we eat, yeah,
and we're not doing nothing about it,
and they're Western countries, it's not like it's
something's insane because
those are also the same countries that give their citizens free healthcare.
Free healthcare.
Ours, everything's tied to each other.
Everything's tied to each other.
Big food feeds the pharmaceutical industry.
So true.
So why would they fuck up two of the biggest industries in the United States that have so much money just deeply entrenched in these politicians, whether it's lobbyists?
And here's my it may not happen in my lifetime, but United States collapsed one day because of greed.
For sure. Yeah, I feel like capitalism is cool, but there has to be a cap to capitalism.
It got to be a cap, man, because if not, we're going to destroy ourselves.
Because if the capitalism at its extreme example is I'll say I was watching Joe Rogan and Elon Musk, and Elon Musk said some scary shit.
Okay.
He said, empathy is the weakness of Western civilization.
You understand what the fuck I'm talking about.
And that shows you who the fuck is firing all these people. He thinks empathy is a weakness.
He does.
And capitalism in its ugliest form is zero empathy.
Yes.
How do we a lot of these companies, if they could legally get away with it, they would have child labor in the United States.
Yes, they sure will. And you see what they just did in Florida? They got rid of
14
all the now you could work 14 hours, no lunch break or no dinner or something.
And I think you could be a kid and be 14.
You could be 14, yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like that is capitalism.
That's
its ugliest.
And they not paying attention.
Well, because they have to, if they're gonna do this mass deportation.
Yes.
They have to replace labor.
They have to replace labor.
They have to.
They have
so is
to.
it with kids? So that's where it's like, yo, capitalism. I mean, look, I'm a hustler. I'm a capitalist. Like,
Yes.
I create businesses, but I feel like you have to have some sort of like, there has to be a limit. Like, I feel like
I agree with you 1,000%.
I feel like even on your, like, there should only be so much money that you should have.
I respect that. And that's what I was saying earlier. What you got to this point, keep it. We good.
Right.
You got it. You won.
Yeah, I don't know
But
if
from this
I don't know if
moment
that
on-
number's $10 billion. I don't know if that number is, maybe if you make over $10 billion a year, that money goes to like infrastructure. It goes to this big pool. I don't know what it is.
I
But
respect
why
what you're
would
saying.
someone need more than $10 billion?
I totally agree. And what I do understand, and I hope people understand what I'm about to say, the dream is to become rich.
For sure.
But when you get rich, you won, right? So now you got to pay your taxes.
Yeah.
Because you won. You hit the jackpot, right? You won. So now because you won, you want to take care of people. You want to get people. You want that next person to get to where you are.
Right.
And that's how I see life.
Yeah, I
When-
mean, at the end of the day, the number one reason people go bankrupt in America is because of health bills.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like,
That's why you got to have the proper insurance.
but I feel like just that whole entire, I mean, the insurance
It's a
industry
game. It's a hustle.
is capitalism. Really,
Oh my God!
in its ugliest
it's
form.
rigged, especially depending on your injury or ailment.
For sure.
Because you could break your arm. They may not want to. They might pay a little bit. Like you go to the. That's why we talk. Every time I come here, I talk about health.
Yeah.
And give you examples. My friend, his name is Richard Durden. His mother goes to the doctor 5 years ago. Goes in the doctor, and she doesn't come out the same way. They fucked her up. Let's take Joan Rivers, comedian, went in for throat surgery as an outpatient procedure. Never walked back out again.
Crazy.
This is
Shit, Kanye's mom.
Kanye's mom. There's so many people who go to that doctor's office and fuck with people who are incompetent or you had an underlying illness that you wasn't aware about. We got our women, black, white, Spanish, going to get these surgeries. Yeah, some people do get away with it, but some people die. And you didn't have to die because you thought you was going to better your look.
Right.
And that's why, but when we tell our sisters, black, white, Chinese, whatever, they look at us like we crazy because we just a man who cares. When we try to give leadership, and our women don't understand what being a leader is about. Oh, you don't tell me what to do. I'm not going to listen to you. It's not about that. Like I said, I'm 30-something years older than you guys. This shit almost over. You ain't gonna find too many motherfuckers like me no more.
Right.
So the world's gonna go in chaos.
Yeah, we have an entire generation of beta males that are coming out of the.
Man, this some weak shit, yo.
It's funny.
And they look at me, they think I'm weak. The motherfuckers are calling me a simp and whatever, and I don't trip about it. I'm cold with it. But I laugh at them. I go, wow, what is out here for my daughters and other women in this world, because the men are not the way I think they should be. It's not about making money and taking care of a woman. It's not about meeting a woman and raising another man's children, right? I'm just talking about the deep down in your fucking gut, you 10 toes down about being a man. You move like a man. You got to know how to be quiet like a man. Men pillow talk more than women.
Oh, it's crazy.
Pillow talk. Niggas would never do no shit like that.
Right.
And this is what, like, all the rules is gone. Men who kill babies in a car and the person and not understanding the rules.
That just happened to that rapper in Houston.
Yes. I'm not down for anybody getting killed.
No.
What I'm saying is, yo, there's rules to this shit. Nobody has rules no
The internet
more.
has desensitized an entire generation of people to violence. I mean, dude, it's crazy.
It's insane. I see people on the podcast, street hustlers, telling their business, getting locked up.
Snitching.
And I would
Self-snitching.
Self-snitching and not understanding it.
Because
it's
that
making me
little bit of
crazy.
clout, that little bit of online following, that little bit of pop, that little bit of hit of dopamine you get, becoming a personality.
Yes.
It's enough for you to risk your life.
You
your
got
freedom.
to know who you are. If you're a street hustler,
Right.
you stay out the way.
Right.
No one should know who you are.
You should not try to make a living on camera discussing street politics.
I don't get it. And when I see it, I go, wow, man.
Yeah, and then if you're an artist, like, at what point in time do you realize they're listening and they want to put you in prison?
It's too many examples. If you're getting locked up today, you had millions of examples prior to you getting locked up of what not to say and what not to do.
It's
and
like,
let me give the young rapper some game. The goal to get successful is to get money and leave.
not to go and hang out.
Not to hang out, not to start a war, not to become a gang member.
Right.
The goal is to live a dream that you could not fathom. That's the goal. When I'm walking the streets of South of France, yo, this shit is amazing. I want people to understand what I'm talking about.
Right.
I want you to, if you're in trouble, get out that trouble. Fight to get free. Travel. When I'm walking the
Open your
streets-
perspective.
Yeah. Open your perspective, learn another language, because it's just not about America.
Or your hood.
Or your hood.
Or your block. Yeah.
People say, don't forget where you come from. I'm like, do you know where I've been? I'm trying to forget where the fuck I was.
Yeah.
I'm trying to, listen, you only get one shot at this
Right.
game. One. And I seen a lot of people, even my mother, on her deathbed. And my mother actually said this to me. She said, I wished I would have listened to my mother. That's what she said.
What did her mom tell her?
So, because your mom's telling you how you should live your life, how you should do
Yeah.
certain things and explore.
Almost like, damn, my mom was right.
Mom was right, but now it's too late.
Right.
We don't know if there's something after this. We don't know if you come back and get another shot. We don't know. And people play with their lives every day that you have to not, like, there's certain people I don't follow, they create negativity. If you're not teaching, you're not uplifting or giving knowledge about finances, real estate, I don't follow you. If you even a woman showing your ass or showing your titties, I might follow you for a minute.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. I might.
Follow you for a minute.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, because there's so many women doing it.
Right. Right. And that's the other thing too, is now there's just a generation of a dating pool in which nothing is a secret anymore. Nothing's sacred anymore.
Nope, that's insane.
Yeah. Because at some point in time, we're probably going to get to 10 years from now where I wouldn't even want to guess what the percentage of women who explore trying OnlyFans is going to be.
Man.
Because it's a quick lick.
It's a quick lick. And
because at least stripping stayed in the club.
yes.
So if you were a stripper, you went home, it stayed at the club.
No one knew your business.
The internet's the internet.
The internet is the internet. And I'm a dinosaur. What I mean by that, my way of thinking in some things is old-fashioned, right? And I see the world different. I'm going to share this with you. People like me, we have to leave. We have to leave because there's a new way of thinking. There's a new way people move in life. If our great ancestors was alive, some of the stuff that we do that we think is okay,
Right.
they would look like, what are you doing?
Right.
So I see that the world keeps moving ahead.
Right.
100 years, you have your way of thinking, doing things, 50 to 60 years. And then the world changed. Now it's OnlyFans, it's social media. And they're going to have their run,
Right.
you know? And then something else is going to be invented. Maybe you could stand out in front of your house on your porch and shake your ass, and people come by and throw dollar bills on your lawn. Who knows? But it's definitely going to get
I think we're
worse.
going to get to the point where people are going to be lazier than ever because artificial intelligence is going to get to the point where I feel like the birth rate is going to fall like crazy because
Yes, I agree.
dudes are going to be at the motherfucking crib.
Yes.
Whatever inventions that are on the way, you ain't gonna even feel like you need a bitch no more.
Yes, I agree.
And that's not good for the world. And then women are going to continue to figure out a way to. I mean, obviously, I'm not trying to generalize all women, but there's going to be a good sector of women who are going to continue to push the internet quick lick.
I agree.
To the extreme. So what does that mean? Does that mean, I mean, there's already the webcam shit, the OnlyFans shit, but what's the new version of that?
It's coming.
If you have a big enough following on OnlyFans, can you sell yourself the AI version of yourself? So now there's 2,000 dudes in the world who got an AI version of you as their bitch. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's a great idea, though.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah, but I like that idea.
It's gonna happen. Yeah, so now you're this girl who 2,000 other motherfuckers are fucking or think they're with because they got a doll that talks like you that they can interact with or some sort of virtual situation.
Yes.
Well, how the fuck are you supposed to ever find a man that's worth a goddamn fuck? Because what dude is gonna be like, yeah, I want to marry this girl who's everybody's for real.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
And I talk about that, and I want the ladies to know, every man, when they walk into a room, want to know, maybe no one in here touched my girl.
Right.
That's a powerful feeling. When you walk in, you want to be like, no, you don't want nobody to know your girl.
Right.
You don't want nobody to know her.
Right.
But you got some of them women, guy walk in, he think that girl is the girl. And she's saying hello to everybody. Hey, Steve. Hey, Mike. Hey, Mike, I'll be right over. But a real nigga like, bitch, say one more motherfucking thing. Say hi to a nigga one more motherfucking time. And then they hit you with, oh, you so insecure. I don't give a fuck. Say hi to another. Because what women not understanding is you making a man look weak.
Right.
They don't get it.
I feel like if you're an NBA player or a B-list rapper, it's got to be tough because everybody's just fucking the same bitches, man.
Listen, them niggas don't understand how to go outside the loop.
The NBA dudes are literally
lazy.
They're just throwing the same bitches. I mean, god damn,
the same.
There is so much behind the scenes beef between NBA players because I'm friends with a lot of guys in the league. There is real beef between NBA players over the same bitches. Cause
dumb.
And then it crosses into hip hop. Cause did so and so? Did Future fuck so and so? So it's like, it's just crazy.
I'm gonna tell all of them, the NBA players, the rappers, your game gotta be cold that you go outside the loop.
Yeah, like don't just find women on Instagram.
Yeah.
You don't wanna, that shouldn't be where you find women.
They lazy.
Right.
Your conversation gotta be so cold. That even if you, back in the day, you drive down the street, you see a girl, you park the car, walk up to her, and your game was so cold,
right?
That you pulled her. That's gone.
That's gone.
I saw a video. The girl was right there. The guys was videotaping themselves, and they was asking TikTok to introduce them to a woman that was standing right next to.
Because think about it.
Wow.
If the number one initiation of contact is slide in the DMs.
Yes.
And that takes zero personality.
Zero personality.
Yeah.
See, back in the day, we saw somebody. See, I come from everyone have phones.
Yeah.
You meet somebody, hey, baby, can I get your number? He's like, sure. You go get a napkin.
Yep.
And a pen.
Hey, anybody got a pen?
Right.
Or you ever been in the mall and you be like, yo, hold on, let me get a pen. I got to find a pen.
Right. And then if you didn't understand the number, like she wrote the number differently, it's like, what's
or
that?
it'd even be a time where she would tell, hey, I'll give you my number, but you got to remember it.
Right.
And you'd be like.
Right. And you really be paying attention. Yeah. And you say that so many times that you get on the bus.
Then by the time you get home, you're like, I'm about to call.
Yeah. And then sometimes you forget, right? Those days is just amazing. It's just a great time. Or you didn't understand one of the numbers, but you had the patience to stay on that phone.
Like, I'm going to try all seven different.
I'm going to make sure.
All the combinations.
All the combination. Oh, man. It made you want to communicate.
Right.
You go out, you buy a young lady a drink. These young men think that's the weakest shit in the world.
Right.
I'm not, and make sure I'm clear. You don't have to do it for every woman. Just a woman that makes you feel a certain way.
Right.
It's a woman, there's certain women that make you just feel something, right? If a young lady, can I buy you a drink? Now, sometimes it may not work.
Right.
She may not be feeling you like that. Or sometimes you get to her so fast, You ain't peeped the scenario. She might be with somebody. You still bought her a drink. The dude come in, hey, how you doing? You looking at her like, yo, why the fuck you ain't telling me? Sometimes you got to wait
Right.
to see what's going on. There's so many scenarios of that. But I always say when you talk to her, like, buy her a drink. You walk down the street, you walk on the outside. You know, I tell guys, take your girl, if you fucking, take your girl shopping. Take her. If you dicking a woman down, take that young lady shopping. Now, and here's what's so cold about it. You don't need a lot of money.
Right.
You can catch sales.
Right.
You can be laying in bed, get your nuts playing with. You're like, baby, let's go to Neiman Marcus. Really? Yeah, as you're driving there, yeah, I can't wait to buy you something. You can get everything on sale.
I respect it, though.
Because women look for sales.
Hell yeah.
When I'm in the mall almost every day.
Right.
I see women in that motherfucker all the time buying things in clearance.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with it.
Nah.
And that's what a guy pulled me. I was in New York. I was doing a podcast out there. After the show, he pulled me to the side. He said, T, I was messing with this hairstylist. She got her own business. She's doing good. And we was eating at the best restaurants. I was spending a lot of money. He said, I ran out of money. I don't know how to tell her. I said, yo, you think you got her because of money? He said, yeah, dog. It's messed up. I'm broke. I said, dog, let her know you ain't got the money. If she really feeling you,
then
she
the money won't matter.
You.
Yeah.
It won't matter, but he led with money.
Yeah, if you lead with money, it'll never, ever work out if it runs out.
It'll never work out.
And there'll always be someone with more money to take your bitch.
That's so true. So guys,
hey, I would tell you, if a girl's with you because of money, the second a better option presents itself, you're fucking cooked.
Yeah, and do things for you.
Right.
Not for her. You want to go get a woman nails done, you're not doing it for her.
Right.
Doing it for you. That's
right.
what makes you feel good.
Right.
You want to put gas in a woman's car?
Right.
Bitch, I don't give a fuck how far you driving because I am in a great mood today.
Yeah.
I'm going to pay for your gas.
Yeah, let me fill your tank up.
Let me fill your tank. There's nothing wrong with that because I can tell you this. Karma come back and whatever that $40, $50, $60, if you get money like how we get money, it comes back 9 times.
For sure. And
you feel good. The dopamine in your mind as you driving north, it's just you just feel good.
Right.
I like feeling good.
For sure.
And it's a lost art. But I'm glad we have platforms like this and with you, Cav. Because I do a lot of podcasts, as you know. Doing this with you, I feel like my brain is challenged. A lot of people don't see this type of conversation. This is the stuff I want people to see about me. Challenge my brain to get what I have and what I've seen into the universe. I don't want to talk about a baby mom with 3 kids. I don't want to talk about child support. I don't want to talk about cheating and all that kind of stuff. You know, it's just the typical African-American topics.
Right.
I want my conversation that the world can tune in. The world, from Japan to the UK, to Rotterdam, UK, right? To Paris, France, to Brussels, to Berlin. See, I see the world, to Australia.
Right.
I see the world different than most people see the world. So that's the stuff I'm aligning myself with. So I want to thank you at the same time.
Of course.
These type of conversations is powerful to me.
Hey, real quick, want to give a shout out to our newest sponsor, man. Salute to the family at Slap Woods. That's right. We love Slap Woods because they slap, man. The only leaf, the only wrap that we smoke, all right? So check this out. I want to do a giveaway. If you're watching this is what we're going to do. If you go buy yourself a Slap Wood from the smoke shop, the corner store, wherever, you tag me in it, tag Slapwoods, and tag the Bootleg Head Podcast. That's 3 accounts you got to tag on your story or on your post. I'm going to be looking out for it. I'm going to pick 3 people to send a box of Slapwoods. We're also going to send y'all a Bootleg Kev 500 episode t-shirt and some Bootleg Kev odd socks, all right? So make sure you go follow Slapwoods. Go show them some love, and we like to say much love, man. Hey, look. We rocking with them Slapwoods, baby. You already know. It's the Bootleg Cat Podcast. Let's get back to it. I wonder I want to get your take on Kanye's recent month.
Yeah.
Have you been paying attention?
I have been paying it certain because I I used to say Kanye West was ignorant. I used to say it. Sometimes I've said that he's brilliant when he does his Super Bowl commercials and sell one sneaker. Now
Right.
he's so smart. He can sell one sneaker and people still buy the fucking sneaker and he'll make $8 million, right?
Pair of fucking socks.
Fucking
That's what it is.
fascinating
Yeah.
to me. That's fascinating
Right.
if you understand being a hustler.
Right.
It's fascinating. But I told, I don't know who said this to. I said, when you get money young, it creates ego. When you work hard for your money, it creates character.
That's true. If you don't have to work hard for the money, it comes super easy.
You have that type of man that Kanye West is. Because he's a young, rich kid.
Right.
If
And he's been rich
he'd
for
have got
a
his
minute.
money in his 50s and 60s, he would not be who he is today.
Right.
So with his ego, there's nothing you could say to him. He's gone.
Right.
You just have to wish him well for eternity, and no harm will come to him, or he doesn't self-sabotage himself.
He does. I feel like that's kind of every 2 years there's a big self-sabotage that happens with Ye.
Yeah, he sabotages himself, and I would say that's something they have to work on, because some people want to be successful, but they don't think they deserve it. So they sabotage themselves to feel a certain
Yeah,
kind
like
of
almost
way.
like you have guilt that you're doing so well.
Yes,
So you almost
yes.
got. A lot of people do that.
a lot of
Shit, a lot of comedians have done that
lot
over
of
the
comedians
years.
that has sabotaged their life because you don't. Even women, you're on a date. Give me an example. I used to meet a lot of young ladies growing up, and they couldn't believe they was dating me, and they would do some stupid shit, and so they would sabotage the relationship because they couldn't believe I chose them, or they would say, "Why'd you pick me?" And I'm like, "Is anybody else on this phone? Is it a conference call? Because it's only you and I on the phone." So I teach women, when a man approaches you, baby, it's all about you. Don't bring up other women. Don't even send a picture
Right.
of you and another woman to a guy that you like.
Right.
Always let that picture just be you. Because you don't want another man to eye hustling another
your homie.
female.
Yeah. Like, yeah, who's that?
Because men just gonna compare either way, anyway.
Yeah, it's
your girl,
natural.
Your friend could be fine.
Yeah.
And you still like you, but now you really peep her. I tell my female friends, don't send me no picture of another woman in a picture with you. I always want it by yourself. So we have to go back to, we can't have to go back to, we have to teach. Because there's a lost art on dating. It's a lost art on being a man. It's a lost art on treating a young lady the way she should be treated. And it's a lost art that women, to me, never knew how to treat a man. We was raised how to treat a young lady. But
The other way
women,
around.
it's never been taught how.
Right.
Some women do. Some women get it because they had good fathers or good role models, good brothers or uncles that taught them the game. And
I feel like certain cultures are very like, I guess you would say like the women are very. That's kind of like my wife. My wife, I feel like the way her mom raised her was like, make sure food is ready,
and
clean, like what bring value to the situation.
Let me explain something to you, and I want especially our black women to understand this. That shit exists. Where mothers have taught their daughters in other cultures how to be a wife, a mother, a nurturer. Not that yelling and screaming, not that bulking up, talking like a dude. It exists, my man.
And
I've seen it.
all women do that nowadays.
All women do it now.
Yeah.
And women, to me, and I know people get upset when I say this, that's some mental illness shit. And for a woman to take the role of a man. See, something about negativity, that's a disease. A woman will see a guy talk shit, act a certain way, and if that woman is weak to whatever mental problem she has, just to me, she starts acting like that guy, walking like a dude, talking like a dude. Sometimes you got women who look soft, but got the
They open
mindset
their
of a
mouth.
man, right?
They open, be like,
They open their
damn.
mouth. So you laying in bed with a girl that you pulled because she was fine.
Right.
You say, because you a gentleman. You say,
Yeah.
good night, baby. You hear her say, "Good night, bro."
That's great.
Ain't that crazy?
Yeah.
I tell women I suggest you shouldn't use profanity all the time. And they're like, I said, but let me explain to you why before you get mad. When you're attractive or not attractive, you're a female, and you walk in the room using profanity, people judge you by the words that you're using. So if you're very attractive, you lost value. It's like walking up on a Benz or a Bentley from the outside. You go, ooh, that thing is nice, but then you get inside, it's raggedy, it's cracked, nothing works.
Yeah.
That's what that approach is to a woman. Now, ladies, let me give you the game. I'm not saying don't ever use profanity.
No, but just don't make it like, don't outwardly present yourself as somebody who uses it comfortably.
Use it when you're mad.
Right. Use it when you're mad. Use it when you're at home.
Yes, use it when you're mad, and try not to curse around your children.
Right.
And try to, if you are cursing and you got female friends who curse, start saying to your friend, you know, I'm going to stop cursing. And I guarantee that positivity will be a domino effect to other women.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, like, if you, I'm not sure, I mean, we talked earlier about like middle class, kind of the idea of the American dream being thrown out, but I also think the idea of like a traditional dynamic between a man and a woman is out the window, low key.
You have no disrespect when I say this. It's almost you have to go to another
Country.
race
Or a country, damn
or
it.
country.
Yeah.
Because when I was, I'll tell you an example, I'm sitting in the square in Spain, Madrid, Spain. I got the scarf around me. I'm smoking my cigar, and I'm observing. I'm very observant.
Right.
I see the women with their men. It was so powerful because I was there for like a week, right? It was so powerful. It made me want to be in a relationship.
Wow.
Because I saw the energy that the woman was giving the man. That shit was powerful to me. I was like, wow. Like, you could really see that lady loved that man. You could tell. And he really loved her. Now, I could be wrong. I'm quite sure if people cheat over there too. I could, you know. But to me, it seemed like it really is about family. It is about that connection. I'm fucked up. Like, I'm the
Right.
marriage and all that kind of shit. You
Out the
get
window.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
You're-
done.
yeah,
That's just me. But I see that. A young lady walked up on me in Brussels, and we was talking, very attractive.
Right.
And we was talking about life. She said, "Oh, I enjoyed your show," and all that. And we was sitting there talking, and I could tell she didn't like the fact that I was ambitious. What I mean by that is, even when I was in the Netherlands, after the club, I saw some of the most beautiful women in the world get on the back of a bike, not a motorcycle, a mountain bike.
Oh.
And niggas is pedaling off into the sunset, dog. I'm seeing this with my own eyes. So at my hotel, there was a little party thing going on. You know, I like to talk to people. And I brought that up. I said, you guys don't really go for people who are successful? They said, no. I said, what do you mean? She said, we're more into character and how that man makes me feel. I said, wow.
Can never be America.
They treat the guy at the bodega the same they would treat a guy driving a Porsche. Seen with my own eyes. They don't care. They don't really care about the ambitious money. I saw a woman at a Chinese lady at a sushi place I go to around the corner in Paris. Whole family, lady was pregnant. Of course, they're making good money.
Yeah.
You could tell they don't care about the clothes, and it's all about love, respect, and honor amongst them.
Well, in Japan, it's such an honor-based society.
Yes.
I forget who was on the show, but they were talking about how in Japan, people who get to work early, because there's limited parking,
Yes.
they'll park further away from work to save the spaces closest to
Yes.
work for the people who might be running late.
Yep. I saw that.
And it's just like a courteous way
Yes.
of how the society
Right.
is.
And you would think the kind of money we have, we would.
But
have
that's
that type
kind of, yeah, but it's also like, I mean, you go to Tokyo. Tokyo is a fucking metropolis.
Yes.
You know, like it's a metropolis. But like,
Unbelievable.
I just feel like and this is the thing. It's like American culture is our greatest gift and greatest curse.
Yes.
You know?
I totally agree 1,000%.
Yeah.
Even the technology overseas is amazing.
Right.
Yeah,
The infrastructure is insane.
Yeah, I remember it was over there, you could leave your phone in your hotel room. They got an app that you take a picture of your hand. And when you go to stores to buy something, you put your hand down.
That shit's crazy.
Unbelievable, dog.
That's
I've seen this with my own eyes.
Yeah, it's like we are to the point where the greed that is America is why we're America, but it's also why we'll never be that.
Yes, because they don't care.
Yeah.
The government don't care. They are not going to get us to the level of how they do stuff overseas.
Like ego and
That's exactly what we have.
Yeah, we got ego.
We have
got
ego.
pride.
Yep.
And that should have you fucked up.
They have you fucked up to the point. We always thought there was only one language, English.
Mm-hmm. I just saw this kid, I Show Speed. You know that as a streamer?
No.
So this young kid, his name's I Show Speed, really popular on Twitch.
Uh-huh.
So he went to China for the first time. And I don't know how he got greenlit to have internet over there. But he is just like absolutely amazed by their infrastructure and how crazy it is compared to here. And It's like, well, I guess the difference you could say there is like whether or not you believe that China's, communist society, whatever they are, it's like a net positive or a net negative for its citizens. That's one thing. But they reinvest into the country fully with taxpayer dollars.
Yes.
As opposed to sending it to Israel, as opposed to sending it to Ukraine, as opposed to...
Yeah. And I'm quite sure they still do that. But they take care of home.
But they take care of home.
They take care of home. Is it homeless? I don't think I've seen homeless people. I saw homeless people in Paris.
So I would say that probably anywhere that has a population like China, there's definitely extreme levels of poverty.
Extreme poverty. Because even when I was in Brussels, right, I'm on the train, I was doing everything. And you see graffiti everywhere. And it wasn't that bad homeless. I seen a few homeless people. But not like here.
Right.
Here is an epidemic.
Yeah, but it's also... there shouldn't be an incentive to fix it if there's so many people's livelihoods tied to the problem.
There you hit it right on the nail.
Especially in California.
I was telling somebody that. I was explaining to them that the person that's over the homelessness will never solve homelessness because then they'll be out of a job.
Yeah, and it's I mean, I think I saw some of the breakdowns of some of the salaries that these people are making.
In the millions.
It's insane. And then there's all of these nonprofit organizations that are bullshit.
That's bullshit.
And then they're paying themselves salaries through the nonprofit organization to try to fix homeless. But at the end of the day, California is an example of if it's broke, it might not ever get fixed.
Yeah, I
so
totally
don't
agree.
allow your politicians to fuck up.
And I'm thinking about, and I know I come over here a lot. I know I live in Paris, and I come over here every 6 weeks and shit.
You mean you live in Vegas? You said Paris. You live in Paris.
No, I live in a couple places.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah. I've been in Paris for now 2 years.
Oh shit, that's fire. Love Paris.
I really love it, man. Like when I'm over there, I just feel free and no stress. I don't understand the politics yet. I don't understand the medical system yet.
Right.
You know, I don't have dual citizenship. Because getting to my age over here is like being rich like Elon Musk. Because I'm a senior citizen, you know, ARP, you know, Medicare, Blue Cross. I even have my own insurance, right? So I would never give those type of benefits up. So I would never have dual citizenship. I would definitely go back and forth.
Right.
But it's a beautiful feeling to go there, get the feeling, the high. It's a high for me when I'm over there. You know, sometimes I'll sit out. I get up early in the morning, like 6, 7, go to my favorite coffee shop.
They had great coffee out there.
Great coffee. And you sit out there, and, you know, the chairs don't face inside.
Right. They face outside.
They face outside. You watch. So I sit there, and I got the sun on me, and I'm sipping on my coffee. And to the people who ever see me do it, I want you to know I'm truly laughing at how it's a successful laugh. How I beat the odds to make it over there. And I just want to inspire people to just achieve, learn to control your emotions, try to save your money. Don't do nothing foolish to especially the young men who are insecure with women because you never had a fine bitch before. So if somebody's talking to her, like the young man, the white guy was complimenting the girl about her tattoos. The dude got out the car and shot the boy dead.
Damn.
Wound up getting life in prison. Now somebody else gonna be complimenting her tattoos. You in prison.
Yeah, motherfuckers.
Like, stupid asses.
Yeah,
these motherfuckers is dumb. If you can't control yourself about emotions, just don't fuck with a girl. Like I was talking to, I was on the Higher Learning the other day, and a question came up about domestic violence, and talk about a female and a man being violent. And I know who I am, right? I don't like slick mouth women. I'll pop you in your motherfucking mouth in a minute. I'm just being honest. So what life taught me was stay away from that kind of female.
Because why put yourself in a situation where you step out of your character?
Thank you so much.
And compromise your freedom.
So I was spoke to, no, TK, you need therapy. I said, no, I don't need therapy. He said, no. I said, therapy's for weak people. You got to think outside the box. I said, don't get me wrong. You need therapy, get therapy. The world has been programmed to think you need therapy. What we use in domestic violence is some men, if you got in trouble, go to court system.
Anger management.
They'll give you anger management for 52 weeks. You got to go to anger management
course, yep.
But what some men do is so weak, after about 3 or 4 months, they start calling the girl that they had the problem with. Baby, I love you. You know I'm doing these anger management classes. And when I get done, I see us getting back together because there's nobody else. I love you. And after a while, she falls for it. She lets the guy back in her life.
And the same set of circumstances that
same shit
happen again.
So I tell people, I don't believe in anger management. I believe you stay away from the person or persons that make you mad, and you'll go through life a lot better. Because what the world don't know, Kevin, we're going to explain to them right now. See, everybody in this room, we all have been jealous of somebody.
For sure.
We all have hated on someone.
For sure.
We all have been envied of someone, correct? Yeah. The goal that I'm about to share to the world is very easy. Control your motherfucking emotions.
Yeah.
Control your emotions, and you will win 90%, 95% of the time. Is people cannot control their emotions that put them in bad situations.
It's really like the easiest. Any decision you make when you're angry, you will almost always regret.
Yes, you will.
It could be a business decision.
Yes, you're right.
You could make a decision because you're mad at that moment. If you had waited a week and let the cloud of anger clear up,
yes,
then you would have been like, oh shit, I almost fucked up. Mm-hmm. Specifically, like,
you will say that.
I mean, it's really like you mentioned that dude who shot somebody. It's like, yo, at the end of the day, like, you're literally one single bad decision away from your life being over.
Yes.
And then, I think at the end of the day, like, a lot of people have to understand that there are partners, there are people you'll meet in your life. You might be in a relationship with somebody who actively is trying to get you to step out of that character.
That's right. That's so true. You could be laying right in bed with them.
Lay right in bed with them every night. But when you guys get into a fight, that person wants you to crash out.
It sure
so
do.
You can.
And they don't even know why they want to do it.
Yeah.
They just do it, and they'll actually go to court and testify against you.
Or they won't go to court.
Or
they'll have you sitting in court alone, and then the judge got to dismiss it.
I've been there. I had a woman that I had a fight with. We was living together.
Yeah.
She actually went to court to testify against me, and we're still in the same house. I swear to you that shit happened to me.
I had to have that.
That's insane.
Hey, want to give a shout out to Hardin, man. Listen, if you're in Vegas, the #1 dispensary in the world, the craziest selection of premium cannabis that you'll ever find anywhere. And the best part about Hardin that I love, man, first of all, if you're going to go over there, mention my name, follow him, Hardin _Las Vegas. But what I love about Hardin is you go in there and you know you're never going to go to another place that's more educated on the weed that they're selling you, right? So maybe you are going in there and you're dealing with anxiety, or maybe you're going in there, you're dealing with inflammation. Maybe you're going in there, you just want to get a little trippy. I don't know. They're going to break down the terpenes for you and tell you which one is best for what you're looking for. It's crazy. Best bud tenders, best place in Vegas, best place in the United States. If you hit Vegas and you hit that taxi at that airport, take me to Hardin. Follow him, Hardin_Las Vegas. Check him out, HardinLasVegas.com. Shout out to the Hardin family. Give me some Odd Socks, goddammit. I want to shout out to our good folks over at Goddamn Odd Socks, our family. Ooh, Lay's potato chip socks. What else do we got here? The Bob Rosses. Shout out to, that looks like Ritz. We also have some of the. Anyway, if y'all don't know, man, Odd Socks are OG sponsor. They're our day ones. They're our family. They just had a birthday in December, celebrating 11 years. The craziest shit about Odd Socks is I've been fucking with them since they was like getting it out the mud in Tampa, Florida in like 2014. Fast forward, they're one of the biggest sock companies in the world. And we're hooking up all of our viewers with a dope deal with Odd Socks, the most comfortable socks in the world, the craziest licenses. Go to oddsocksofficial.com, use the promo code right now. It's Bootleg, and you'll save 20% off. Of course, the underwear is on deck. Shout out to the undies. We got all the undies. They got the slides now. They got belts. They got all kinds of crazy shit at Odd Socks, man. Oddsocksofficial.com, promo code Bootleg. Save 20% off at checkout. And by the way, if you screenshot me an Odd Socks order that you used with our promo code, throw me a pair of Bootleg Kev socks. Give me a pair. Give me a fucking pair over there. If you can screenshot an Odd Socks order and send it to me, the first 5 people that do that, I'm going to send you on the house a free pair of Bootleg Kev socks. Yeah, why not? Support my people. I support my people. You feel me? Let's get back to the interview. Yeah.
That's insane.
You know, I was in a situation where girl came home drunk, violent drunk, started fighting me. I pulled out my phone and recorded. I had the phone sitting on the counter recording the whole shit. It wasn't even a phone. It was a little flip cam.
Yes.
This girl's so drunk, she starts screaming like I'm beating her. Mind you, this whole shit is on this little flip cam on my counter.
Right.
I lived in an apartment at the time, so I knew the cops were coming. Mm-hmm. I just knew it.
Yes, right. You know it.
Cops
know it.
Bang on the door. As soon as I open the door, I'm putting handcuffs, knee to my back. I'm fucked up.
Wow.
Get pulled out, thrown in the cop car. This girl's upstairs. As soon as the cop said, "Sir, we got report that you were beating your girl or whatever. There's a domestic disturbance." I said, "I'm the one with marks on my face, and there's a camera on that counter that has the entire interaction. It's like you damn near got to protect yourself."
That's right.
But if you're gonna put yourself in a situation or in a relationship or around people where that's even a possibility in your head where you're like, man, I might need to film what's going on because I don't know, then what the fuck are you doing in that situation?
You understand why I move by myself.
Right.
Every time you see me, I'm by myself.
Right.
I move by myself because I cannot allow no man, no female to fuck up my life.
Right.
I worked hard for this shit. And I don't want to be in no courtroom. I don't want to be paying no bail. I don't want to be in the attorney's office. Don't have nothing to do with that shit. I just want to live in my own fucking world.
Do you feel like you lack any fulfillment by not having that partner?
Hell no.
Because I think sometimes society has tricked us into thinking
so true
that if you don't settle down with that partner, I agree. You do build up a career.
Yes.
Because some people make it happen. They could do both, right? You could have
some people are
career,
great. You got to know who you are.
But there is this societal standard that is false that your self-worth is tied to another human being.
Isn't that something? And when people ask, I'm going to share this right now. When people ask me, am I married? Or why don't you get married? You know what I say to myself? Oh, you don't want me to be happy.
You know who you are.
I know who I am. You want me to be a miserable motherfucker.
Right.
That's what you want. That's not, no. You don't have to be married. Society does do that. But let's make sure we clear.
And you've tried it.
No, I never tried it.
But you've tried being in relationships.
Oh, yeah. I'm in a relationship now.
But I'm saying, how close were you ever to getting married?
Probably once I nutted, I thought about it.
Post-nut clarity.
Yeah. Just keep it honest. But what people don't understand, they think you're 65 and you ain't fucking.
Right.
Nigga, I fuck more than the dentist. like people have to understand. You know, you don't look like this and still ain't pulling bitches.
Right.
Like, nigga, really? I'm not no old motherfucker, decrepit young man with a cane and a wheelchair. I'm a healthy dude.
Right.
Dick still work. I make sure clear. 65, dick still, no pills. If I could put the females I've dated or fucked, they'll go, nigga. T to the motherfucking K. Wow, it will be that story.
Right.
But I have to fly under the radar because I'm an OG.
Right.
And what do OGs do? We stay low key. We flex occasionally.
Mm-hmm.
That's all we do.
Yeah, I think we got to get over some people.
I see it in the comments. The sides, he's like, I just start laughing. Oh, he's selfish. Or he's going to die alone. That's the big one. I got news for you. You're going to die by your fucking self unless a nigga commits suicide and say, all right, bitch, this is my last day. We all leaving this motherfucker together.
Right.
Unless a motherfucker do that. But you're going to die alone. But if you live a good life, a man taught me years ago, he said, people who are afraid to die haven't lived. He said, if you have lived, you're not afraid to die.
Yeah, because it's
and I have lived.
The thought of death is like, I got so much more to do.
Exactly.
Damn, I didn't never get to do this.
That's right.
I never got to experience this.
Yes.
Yep.
I've done it, yo.
Yeah.
I'm a happy, happy, happy dude. I've done it all. And when I wake up every morning, that's why I don't sleep that much. I can go to bed at 9 o'clock, I'll be up at 2.
Yeah, how many hours a night you think you sleep? 5, 4, 6?
Well, I sleep 4, maybe 5, but I do get a nap later.
That nap is clutch.
The nap is clutch. People think it's because I've been up since 2 o'clock in the morning.
That nap
I tell my daughters, I wake up, I could give you 12 hours, but when it gets around that 9th and 10th hour, I gotta lay down. My decision making is not good. I'm exhausted. Give me a minute. Let daddy sleep 2-3 hours. When I wake up, we're gonna rule the motherfucking world. And that's how I move. And I'm like that to this day.
Right.
To this day, I'd still move like that.
Right. That makes sense. It makes sense, man. The last thing, because I know you got to go. I saw you doing you were at the Cash Money thing for BET Weekend.
Yes.
Which was June last year.
Yeah. What arena is that?
It was across from. It was in Hollywood. It wasn't at an arena. It was,
no, you're talking about the celebration.
Yeah, the celebration.
The YouTube, the celebration for Cash Money. Yeah, phenomenal moment.
Which was super dope.
Super dope. Shout out to Baby Slim. Partners been my partners over 20-something years.
Yeah.
Oh, matter of fact, 28 years.
Is there something that you were able to take from being around those guys and like maybe apply it to your personal life or even the comedy game?
I can share this with everybody. I learned a little bit from everybody in the hip hop world, from Eazy-E, MC Hammer, to Ice Cube, to Jay-Z, to 50 Cent, to Baby and Slim. Independence. Do it yourself. Don't ask nobody for help. Get your money up. That's pretty much it. Get your money. I learned a little bit from everybody. Eazy-E was my guy because he taught me to get your own shit. Jay-Z was the kind of guy who we come up in the same neck of the woods, same hustling type dudes that we fuck with. And his thing was strategy, philosophy, sharp ass. Got to know how to dress, got to smell good. We always had the fly cars. MC Hammer, him and his brother, when I used to tour with them, I saw a lot of love. They love people. They love taking care of people. Even down to Luke. Luke was just a great ambassador of Miami and they loved him down there. He embraced his city.
Right.
So I embrace certain people. So to Luke, to Baby and Slim, to Jay-Z, to the late Eazy-E, to my man Ice Cube, I want to thank those guys because I was older than them, but they loved how I was moving. And what Baby says, even to this day, he'll say, man, nobody understands how hard you hustle, how hard you be doing your thing. But when I was talking to Eris, he said, yo, Kev said, TK, he said, your dad be all over the world. He just be grinding. And people ask me where I get that from. It's just in my DNA. I don't think you can...
Well, I also feel like you don't look at that, because I feel like a lot of people might look at, man, I got to go on the road every weekend as like a burden. I feel like your perspective is like, that's where I want to be.
That's where I want to be because of what I went through. To me, it's a honor.
Because you are in a position where you're such a big personality.
Yes.
That you could easily pivot away from being on the road and make as much money.
Yes.
If you chose to.
Yes, if I chose to. And believe it or not, I'm getting ready to go that route. Right?
Because I think obviously the new, I guess, path that a lot of comedians are taking are shooting specials, putting it on YouTube.
Yes.
Those like Ali Sadiq is hilarious.
Yes,
by the way.
Excellent.
One of my favorite storytellers in all comedy right now. But he was able to kind of take like these YouTube specials and then turn it into this like it really changed his life.
Yes.
But I feel like if you shot, because your comedy is evolving it depending on what's going on in the world. But I feel like if you put together an hour special on YouTube,
yes,
that could change. Because I feel like your comedy show is so, you gotta pay, you gotta see it. Otherwise, you ain't gonna see it.
Right, that's so true.
But with that, it's a if you know type of situation.
Absolutely, that's so true.
Which might be the way you prefer it.
Yeah,
but,
I love all that.
But if you do an hour on YouTube, now you're opening up to the if you know to the world.
Yes.
To where now when you come into town, there might be, oh shit, like I might have to stay here 4 nights, or
yeah, and it's getting like that.
And some markets are like that because you're building your online profile obviously through interviews, etc. And you're such a great at conversing. But I think it would be dope to be able to be like, yo, TK dropped a special. I gotta share it with all my homies.
Yes, and here's the thing: it's like that now. I got specials that's out. I've had it on my own network, and I'm glad you brought it up. My network is TK.network, right? Had my own special, dropped it for years. Then I got sidetracked for a minute. I was doing some stuff with Live Nation.
The other thing you gotta understand is I'm gonna tell you this because a lot of people, there is being independent. There is monetizing your true fans who will come and go to your network.
Absolutely.
But you also got to meet people where they're at.
I totally agree.
You don't want to have people jump through too many hoops to discover you. Let's say you have a piece of art.
Yes.
It's like a hip hop album. Let's say.
Right.
If someone dropped a hip hop album, but you could only go to their website to buy it.
Absolutely.
People would be like, but bro, I'm on Spotify, dog. Like,
I agree with you 1,000%. So I'm going to answer your question. Everything I do things organically when it comes to me. Like it's always been the best feeling instead of rushing. Because in the 90s, I knocked on every door.
Right. You were probably doing the 90s comedian thing. I need to try to get a TV show, HBO special, all the shit. There was all the check marks you needed as a comedian.
Absolutely. I did all that.
Pilot. I need,
Yes. And what you're saying is coming. I just did it organically. And when it's done organically, it's really one of the best feelings in the world because you didn't pressure yourself.
More rewarding,
right?
Too.
It's more rewarding. You're not stressed.
Right.
You're not. I gotta go. No, I did it naturally and smooth, and when it happens, it's happened. So now the transitions is coming. So I'm showing people how Nipsey used to say, and I use that as a reference. It's a marathon, and I made a pact to the universe and to God years ago. And we'll end on this. And the way I've said is that if I did everything I was supposed to do, treat people good, impact the world, I will be wealthy, and I will get everything I deserve. everything I deserve.
Yeah.
And I lived that life. I've gotten everything I deserve.
That's good to hear, man. TK, my guy.
See you next year.
Yes, sir.
God bless you.
I appreciate you, brother.
All right, you know how we do it.
Man,
Let's take our
TK
picture.
Kirkland. Yes, sir.